Quick wealth or just empty promises? This trading robot really promises a lot, and I'm really talking about wealth, so let's take a closer look at it today. And now, let me first welcome Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Mike. Yes, I noticed that this trading robot was mentioned very often in the comments. What makes this robot so special?
That's why I would like to briefly show the structure of today's video here. Namely, we start with the results, which I've already slightly spoiled, from January 20 to January 25, so that makes over 5 years, over 5 full years I should add, and then we will directly look at the possible problems and the possible ways to fake them accordingly. What it costs, what it's called, and so on and so forth. And third, we will do another test where it can't be faked. I had a version from October, unfortunately. I had to update the MetaTrader. Also update the trading robot so I can no longer test the October version but the December version. But even here we have over a month that we can test. And there are already good prospects including stocks, which we will also see in a moment. And I would say we start right away so you can already get an idea of how the whole thing looks accordingly. So this is from January 2020 to January 25th, and you really see it here. Started with 100,000 and there are 58 million, not 5.8 million and not 583,000. You really have to look twice at what kind of results these are. Yes, that's one thing. This means the results are phenomenally large, so you really actually know it must be fake. So no one needs to tell me otherwise. With these low drawdowns, yes, only over 2% drawdown or 1.6% drawdown. So it's definitely faked. As I said, what makes it interesting is simply that even with the non-faked results, there are good results. I do not expect these results at all, but if the results that I will show you again shortly could come out, then it would still be a good trading judgment. But then one wonders, why is the whole thing faked?
These results do look really, well, let's say a bit suspicious. What happens next?
Yes, that means, as I just said, we are looking at the whole thing on MQL5 and testing it again from December until now, where it most likely cannot be faked. And as I said, the results are also good. Of course, by far not as good, but I don't expect that at all. And now let's go to MQL5 and then I'll show you what it's called, how much it costs, why it is, despite being quite expensive. Oh, let's take a look at it. And some of you may have already guessed, it is the Richter trading robot, which is mentioned very, very often here. Why? Because I have of course included it a little bit more often in other videos, for example with the October version. Here we are now in December, and what's special is that it only appeared in September but has already many variants and versions seen, so you really feel that it is constantly being adjusted, that new results are coming. But as I said, there are also results that it cannot fake or where I simply do not believe it is faked. It is of course very, very expensive at 1,599. There is also a cracked version. I suspect that's why people are still interested, because 1,599 for a robot which at least has backtest fakes, no one is willing to pay for. And you can also see that because there are no reviews. Neither with the MT5 version, but with the MT4 there is a 5-star version. As I said, whether that can really be the case, that will be seen.
That's true. That is then obviously very suspicious. And of course, super annoying that the old version is now gone for now. Have you thought of a new plan?
Yes, the new plan is the old plan. That means I have to take the version I currently have, as I just mentioned, and then we simply start over, more or less from the beginning. We already have certain results, and in the old videos you will also see that I have backtested there repeatedly. Those were not videos specific to this trading robot, but actually just small additions to the videos. But as I said, we will simply start over normally. We are now at more than 1 month of testing possibility and can already see that some things indeed positives about it, but also a few negative things. And that's why I want to take you along, so we're now going to do the test live again. The nice thing is that it's relatively quick and that we also have only a very, very short time horizon that we want to test. That means we start on the 7th. December 7th was a Saturday. Consequently, not much could have been done there. Look at all the symbols. And then we'll start right away. I have over 90 symbols included, but it doesn't test back for all of them. So I think we'll end up with about 70 symbols accordingly. While I'm talking, I can sort of show again what I did. So we did every tick based on real ticks. That's something you always have to do. Zero latency is not correct usually, but we want to first test for the optimal result, and later you can really input the delay you have when you're on your server. And the better the server is, the better everything is. Here are the settings, which I have left completely on default. And here you can see I've updated it a bit again and added a few more cores. You can see below the 90 symbols that are to be tested in total, so that many trading robots can also be optimized again and the whole thing goes a bit faster. So the first results are already coming in, we'll look at them in a moment. A question about RoboForex. There are always people who say they have
Beasts?
a much better broker. What do you say to that? Yes, quite simply. First, you naturally have to see how many brokers are there at all that are available for the EU citizens, offer accounts with leverage of over 1 to 500. All those that are normally EU regulated have 1 to 30, and with that, you can't do anything in Forex, it must be clearly stated. And all those who claim such things, for example, even in the Telegram chat and so on, you have to question what their intentions are. Do they really want to help people? Or no matter which broker you name, if you were to name one now, I could bring up the exact same arguments. The slippage was bad, I was there. The spread is too high and it looks good in backtests, but it doesn't work in real time. These are all unsubstantiated claims. The best proof is actually when you see that, for example, the developers who create trading robots and have signals on MQL5, meaning they only earn monthly, and use it to show people their statistics, then they would always choose the best broker. And that is indeed often, I would estimate 30 to 50% always RoboForex, and they do that precisely because they know it is a reliable and affordable broker.
RoboForex is one of the world's largest and most reputable Forex brokers, with a proven track record spanning many years. By choosing RoboForex, you're joining a global community of traders who benefit from transparent pricing, reliable execution, and exceptional customer support. And here's the best part. When you register through my partner ID QMYJ, you'll earn a daily 25% cashback on both spreads and commissions. This means more value on every trade you make, every single day.
But you also trade through RoboForex.
Yes, I now trade exclusively through RoboFox. I still have an old IC Markets account. It's also a very good broker, but they no longer accept EU customers. That's simply the problem. But I still trade with RoboFox. I'm really satisfied and can't say anything bad about it at all. So while he's still calculating here, let's take a look at the first results. 15 are already done accordingly. And you can already see it here. We really have, again, very, very good results. However, interestingly, with a drawdown of 16%. But 26% profit within 1 month with 16% drawdown is still a fantastic result. You mustn't forget that. So you can see from the drawdown that, as mentioned, there are differences in the appropriate sense. We see it here, for example, with gold, we have a drawdown of only 2%, but also only a gain of 1.6%. We have here a 17% profit and a 13% drawdown, so good results. These are solid results that you don't have to hide behind, let's put it that way. So there's no reason, if it really delivers these results over a longer period, to fake it so that you think you'll become a millionaire within 5 years with 100,000. Or even with a 10,000 account, you would become a millionaire because you would then end up with 5.8 million. So these are things that are really suspicious. Also here, Euro, Australian dollars, 8% drawdown, 9% profit within a month. Now we are almost through 77 symbols. For that we have to go back once and then we come back here again. So, and here you can already see what I just talked about. Here we have, for example, stocks included like Starbucks, so no one can tell me that they are now also starting to include stocks. Also here McDonald's and so on, and Starbucks, for example, has a superb result, 19% profit with only 4% drawdown. So that's really a great result. Or Johnson & Johnson, 11% profit with 6% drawdown. And that's exactly where I'm still a little doubtful. So should I continue with that? Or is that enough for you to say we'll buy it or choose the slightly cheaper version?
Now, a question for the viewers. Would you prefer to be introduced to a new robot every week in the future? Or should there be an update every few weeks for particularly interesting robots, so that you can perhaps keep testing and providing new settings?
Yes, that's really an important question, because I could present to you a really new super robot every week, or just like I did with the cap breakout, and maybe continue if you're interested. So just comment below. If you basically think that I should stay on the ball and find more new settings, then I would of course do that, because it's also in my interest to explore further settings to use. For example, I have cat breakout running on the demo account. And the first results are already there and it looks really quite good, but should I find more settings for it and let them run and then match everything accordingly? So please write that below.
First like and subscribe, then benefit.
Exactly, that's also part of it. Feel free to like, subscribe, and as I said, you can see the results here for yourself. We really have JP Morgan with 2.6% profit, 1.4% drawdown, or a Cisco with 4%, although that's not such a good result now. But you can go through it yourself accordingly. We also see here some currencies that are performing well and other currencies that are not performing so well. And therefore, I have to honestly say there's still a question mark for me. Should one use it? What would your strategy be? Buy it or buy the cracked version and test it, and if it works well also in the demo account, then the live account. So write me, maybe I'll do that for you. I will of course not say that I use a cracked version, but as mentioned, write it down below, I would be interested in that. Otherwise, we'll see each other again next week, and I have a very, very special and very, very good trading robot. So subscribe to the video and like it so you don't miss any videos. See you next week, bye.